Anyway, so that's a Hebrew song. I'm still trying to learn Hebrew and all that, and that's a long way, it still seems, but it's going forward. Anyway, I'll turn the camera. Just be aware that my kitchen is a mess, pretty much. It really needs some cleaning for sure, but I'm a mess in the kitchen. Yeah, look at that, It's an absolutely mess. So just be, yeah, you have been warned. Anyway, so here we have the, different things of, we have the garlic over here, and we'll take the garlic. Yeah, it's a good amount of garlic, but it's no problem. Of course, you smell of garlic and all that. People have a way of complaining and all that. Well, who cares? Anyway, well, I guess it's not so sweet of you two. But I don't know. I don't know if people that actually have fungus actually have an issue with some of these antifungals. Maybe the fungus in them are reacting or something like that and saying, "Oh, that smells bad." I don't know. Anyway, and then we have the meat. Actually looks better on the camera than it looks in real life. That's interesting. It looks more red, and it's actually not that red in real life. Oh, really, the colors really, wow. This looks good on the camera. That's unfair. Because it doesn't really look that good in real life. It does. It really, the camera really gives it some color. Well, what you do is just, mash the thing down there. So you get all the antifungals, whatever you want to put in there, right? And you just mash it into the meat. And then you put it on the pan and let it sit there. It's, pretty wonderful. And as you can see, it also seems to be pretty good in regards of sucking up things that usually would just go into the pan. Sometimes you have a lot of fluid going out in the pan while you're cooking it, but it seems like the what is it called, the spices are sucking up a lot of the fluid, so it doesn't really come out. So yeah, so we'll just give it, and that's my juice presser from many years ago when I did my juice fast and all that. I did 61 days of juice fasting one of the time, and I was feeding the fungus. Yeah, and I was a vegetarian and all that bullshit. I took the wrong turn for sure. All these propaganda movies that is out there. Against eating meat, and so I went into becoming vegetarian. There we go, and it's beginning to be, pretty good. So, as a man, I don't want to have it too, just need to be easy to make and all that, and and I'm pretty much a mess in the kitchen. That's, it's, look at that, it's black. Oh, well, I forgot about the stove here, some days ago, and it was just smoking all over my apartment. That was really bad. I was making some tea, and I forgot the tea, and I had it on the top of the very bad, and I should actually get something that could warn me if I'm doing something stupid. Also, it seems like sometimes when you're doing these antifungal cures that your brain seems to have more difficulty in regards of figuring things out and all that. Being a little more confused, and I don't know if I'm more confused in regards after I begin to take the Nystatin and all that, but there's a lot of things, and a lot of things to do and a lot of things to remember and all that. It would be nice if if one could solve some of the things. Anyway, so here is the beef. 500 grams of nice beef, and again it looks better on the camera than, but as you can see, there's actually the details in the camera is a lot better, where you can see like the spices, it's harder to actually see in real life than there's where the spices are and all that. So anyway, the spices and the garlic is around. I do wonder in regards to the garlic, it does seems like the body have a huge, difficulty actually breaking down the garlic when you just lay it over here. The wonderful patty there. And turn it up here. And then you just let it sit there and cook. I was thinking in regards of garlic that, if I put it in the milk, maybe that is fermenting into yogurt, maybe it will help break down the garlic in the gut as well, because it does seem to look like that, in regards of the trash coming out, there's some, white, things in it that looks like to be the garlic. So I do wonder if the body has a hard time breaking down the garlic, so to make it maybe easier for the body to break it down, maybe I could put it in the milk that is fermenting, so the bacteria also have a go on. It's something to try out anyway. That's just an idea. Then I would get the garlic with the milk in that way, and then it would be fermented at the same time. Again, maybe being easier to break down would be nice. It's empty. That would be nice. So, in regards of how much Nystatin to take, they talk about that you can actually take even more than. There was some in regards the German thing. There's different opinions in regards of how much and this and that. But I remember one of the German sources talking about that you couldn't really overdose on it. So, again, I guess it's because it mostly works in regards to the local. It works in the mouth and down and, in the stomach and the gut and coming out the butthole again. So, there's no problem in regards of the kidneys or liver or anything, as I understand it. And if some say there might be a little uptake of the Nystatin in the body, very little, if any. So again, different, there's information out there, and it's really. But the German thing that I got with it says actually, I think it was up to a million. That would be two tablets 4 times a day. So that would be, then we would get up to 4 million a day. So I don't know. I'll just see what happens now with 2 million, and maybe it comes and nip me in the butt. Let's see if we can find the. Here we go with the German thing, and it says. See if I can find it. I don't know why it's only in German. Maybe some of the others, I bought, there was different versions, I just took one of them. I took something called Adiclair. This is Adiclair. But they had like other versions, a lot of other versions, which seems to be pretty much the same. I do wonder if maybe some of the others actually have an English, manual with it, But where was it like? I see it says 3 times. 3 maltagli 2 film tabletten, that's 1 million unit. Film tabletten, let's see, 3 times. I think it was like 3 times, then 3 times, and then 2 tablets. That would be 3 million then units here. I thought it was 4. So as the instructions in German, and again, I used the Google thing. Actually, I have it on my mobile. You can take the Google Translate, and it's second page. Let's see if we can find the second page. So camera, and maybe let's see, camera, import. That was the Hebrew singer, by the way. And let's see here. So it's okay. That's in regards of fungus and all that. So first page. This is the second page. and it just goes to check it out. And I found out the on the fly mode really was bad. So select all, and we can see the information here in English, and it says let's see here. Oh my, that's the spices, I think. See, always take Adiclair exactly as directed in this leaflet. Please check with your doctor or pharmacist if you're not sure. 3.1 Dosage. If not prescribed otherwise by the doctor, the usual dose is for the treatment of yeast mycosis. Mycosis in regards of yeast infection or fungus infection. Take 2 tablets. That is 1 million Nystatin 3 times a day. So that would be 3 million in total. If it is necessary, the daily dose can be increased to up to 12 film-coated tablets. That would be what? That would be 6 million units a day. Doing a therapy with yeast growth promoting medicines, please take 1 tablet of units of Nystatin 3 times a day. So that would be 1.5 million. So see, doing a therapy with yeast growth promoting medicines. Okay, and yeast growth promoting medicines, what would that be? Anyone knows what that would be? Maybe like antibiotic, because antibiotic, they probably in regards of women issues and all that, that they are pointing to, I would guess, because antibiotic have a way of being a growth promoting, so-called medicine in regards of yeast, and fungus. And they advise to take 500,000 units 3 times a day. Well, maybe just stop taking the antibiotic, which is actually just fungus poison. Mold poison. If you don't want, I had some images on my page in regards of mold, and I'm like, you wouldn't never eat that mold. So why would you eat the pill that, here we go. Let's see if we can get the camera here. So this is on my Facebook site. So this is mold. I actually think it was penicillin or something like that, and they talked about it and all that. But would you eat that? Would you eat that? No, of course you wouldn't eat that. I think that was actually from a website where he was talking about how you could make your own antibiotic, Anyway, so this is another picture. Would you eat that? I wouldn't eat it. So if you wouldn't eat that, why would you take, an antibiotics, which is actually just this poison that these molds are making? It just doesn't make any sense. Anyway, the keyboard is a mess. It's an old keyboard. I got it for free and all that. And so anyway, it's a little hard to clean off a keyboard, but whatever, it works and all that. So not so squeezy DC on that, So please check with your doctor or pharmacist and all that. Please take 1 tablet 3 times a day to reduce or eliminate the presence of yeast in the gastrointestinal tract. We have another word for it, which I can't remember at the moment. But as a supplement to local therapy of existing oral or vaginal yeast infections. Let's see, vaginal yeast infection. 1 to 2 tablets. 5,000 to 1 million units of Nystatin should be taken 3 times a day. So to reduce or eliminate the presence of yeast in the gastrointestinal tract as a supplement to local therapy of existing oral or vaginal yeast infection. So as a supplement to local therapy, what is local therapy? Is that in regards of going directly in regards of the vagina, or is it in regards of from the outside, maybe using whatever some talks about using yogurt or whatever different antifungus remedies to wash out the vagina and all that. Hey, I don't know. Maybe that's local. It's usually Nystatin is a local thing that only that it doesn't work systemic, it works local in the gut. Anyway, to reduce or eliminate the presence of, it's hard when you don't have, the doctors don't really want to help, I don't understand it. These white coat murderers should actually be helpers, to help the patient, right? To help the customer. It doesn't really seem like they are really into helping, they just come up with stupid ideas pretty much instead of actually answering what you have. Anyway, doing a therapy with yeast growth promoting medicines, please take 1 tablet, 5,000 units, Nystatin 3 times a day. To reduce or eliminate the presence of yeast in the gastrointestinal tract as a supplement to local therapy of existing oral or vaginal yeast infections. 1 to 2 tablets should be taken 3 times a day, according to, So again, it's interesting to see these different Nystatin directions, because there's different, directions, some say 4 times a day and some say 3 times a day. Some say this and some say that, and so it's a little, that there doesn't seem to be a total consensus, or is that the right word, consensus? There's not a total, this is how you need to do it or whatever, so yeah, it seems to be some variation from the different Nystatin manuals that I've read. So that's interesting, I guess. Again, I am a little afraid that you could actually remove something that is actually something that you need in the gut in regards to fungus, because the fungus still have its way of doing things in the gut, so like antibiotic, you wipe out a huge amount, you wipe out good bacteria, right, with the antibiotics. And that's why that could be one of the reasons why the fungus goes wild. And then, of course, all the rest of the factors, it's not, you have different factors that, makes this, go overboard. So, yeah, bad lifestyle. And the thing is, when we have misinformation, so much misinformation out there, and yeah, it's just, anyway, not instructed in, anyway. So method of administration: oral, the film-coated tablets should be taken after meals with sufficient liquid, as to say 1 glass of water. So so after a meal, you take a glass of water and take a pill and so forward. I do feel a little, in the stomach at the moment. So I guess it's doing something down there. I've read that that's one of the symptoms that you can get by it, in regards of having some, So anyway, it's not, it's not something that I'm so concerned about in some sense. It seems to be something that is, part of it. Direction of use in the treatment of yeast infections: all sites of infection must be I do wonder in regards of, because there seems to be this, in regards to the gut and my issue in regards of my private parts, there seems to be this correlation in regards of it. And when you, for example, have emptied your trash in the toilet, to say it nicely, of course we can say it directly, right? When you have emptied your poop into the throne, or into your toilet, sometimes you just feels pretty good down there, and so there seems to be, and sometimes when you're full, it seems like there can be more itching down there compared when you then empty it out. It's like it can nearly disappear. There seems to be a correlation in regards to the gut and the issue. I don't know. So if the Nystatin works and it's not one of these fungus that is resistant to Nystatin, it would be interesting to see if something changes in regards to that. So, so let's see. So 1 glass, as to say 1 glass of water. Direction of use in the treatment of yeast infection: all sites of infection must be completely eliminated in order to avoid relapses. So All sites of infection must be completely eliminated and avoid to avoid relapse. And I'm wondering if again if I have fungus in my body systemic, and I only take only take Nystatin. The thing is, I wonder then it's probably not going to work. So I need to have the diflucan. So 7 to 14 days in regards to the Nystatin, I'm thinking hopefully I can get the diflucan. And I'm not sure how, but I'll see if I can get it. As from tomorrow, I'll see if I can. Actually, I could just write to different people as well today and see if I can just find someone that wants to give me some diflucan. So I would need, as far as I can see, I would need 14, that will be 16 for the first week and 14 for the next week. So that would be, I would need 30 capsules of 100 milligrams. So of diflucan. So yeah. There are places on the internet that you can order these things. It's as it seems, but you know the question is in regards to the trusting of these these sites, and of course I would rather have a trusting site through the Danish pharmacy and all that than actually go to have to be order from a website that I have no idea if I can actually trust or not. No, the same thing in regards to the Nystatin from Germany is still, even if it's a pharmacy down in Germany and all that, still, you're still getting it from outside, so you're not totally, if you get it from a Danish pharmacy, you're getting it from the pharmacy, right? So that's kind of a concern. So I rather know that I'm getting the right thing, But if you can't get the doctors to prescribe you these things, you're pretty much locked. They pretty much force you then to go other ways, and this is just bullshit. It's just bullshit system. I think it's you have closed doors everywhere, hard to find raw milk, to get raw milk and all that, hard to apparently get antifungals, because they don't want to prescribe it. They want to give you a free vaccine and all that, but it's free. They when you go into the the medical office, you see it's flu season, blah blah, free vaccine and all. What bullshit. Yeah. Could you tell me what is in the vaccine before you actually give it to me? Yeah, but no, of course not. Well, give me some documentation before you shoot me with that. I want to know what is in the vaccine. Anyway, direction of use in the treatment of yeast infections. All site of infection must be completely eliminated in order to avoid relapses. To achieve lasting success, you should take Adiclair regular for at least 2 weeks. Now, I'm going to take that regularly for 2 weeks at least. I'm not sure how many weeks I actually have for, but if I take 4 a day divided by 100 and 4 up in 20 is like 5, right? So that would be 5, and then times 5, that's 25 days. Is that I'm not good at math. I think it's like 25 days I have to. Oh yeah, that seems to fit. Oh yeah, it's just 100. Oh, stupid me. Yeah. So I have to. If I do that, I have to 25 days. Plus I have the liquid as well, 100 milliliters. So that's not going to be a problem. The problem is to get the diflucan, and now I know where to get the Nystatin. And if I'm going to order more Nystatin, I'm probably going to try some of the other products with Nystatin to see if the manual is in another language or whatever. Again, the products is seemingly mostly the same. It's still Nystatin. direction of use in the treatment of yeast infection. All sites of infection must be completely eliminated, and also to avoid relapses. To achieve lasting success, you should take Adiclar regular for at least 2 weeks. To reduce or eliminate the presence of yeast in the gastrointestinal tract in assisting mucosal yeast infection, oral or vagina candidiasis, presence of yeast in the gastrointestinal tract in assisting mucosal yeast. That's it in, mucosal. Can I actually copy that? Maybe mucosal. Let's try to look that up. Mucosal. Mucosal. There we go. Let's try that. Of or relating to mucous membranes. Yeah, but
mucosal.
And the question is then, what is a mucous membrane? Oh, can we just get that up? Mucosal. I'm not entirely sure what mucous membranes, what clarifies that as mucous membranes and all that. There we go in regards to the translation. Here we have the German and here we have the English. Again, the translation is actually pretty good if you take an image. The thing in regards of the on the fly, if it's small, it seems to be pretty good. But if it's, a long page of writing, it's easier to just take a picture and then let it translate it. But it's pretty good translation from the German. It seems to be pretty, not too many mistakes. So it seems pretty good. Yeah. To reduce or eliminate the presence of yeast in the gastrointestinal tract in existing mucosal yeast infections, oral or vaginal candidiasis, 1 to 2 Adiclar tablets should be taken 3 times a day. So to reduce or eliminate the presence of yeast. So apparently it totally eliminates the yeast in the gastrointestinal tract. Interesting. So that would be 1 to 2 tablets 3 times a day. So yeah, so that's nearly 6 million if you take 2. That would be 6 million. Treatment is to be maintained until the risk of disease is resolved. Please talk to your doctor or pharmacist if you think that the effect of Adiclar is too strong or too weak. Well, again, it doesn't seem too strong, at least for now. Again, who knows? Maybe, anyway. I guess, at least for now, it doesn't seem to be too strong. And if I get fatigued, and the guy also talked about, that his muscles were tender and all that, and he was fatigued. And I think it was the second day that he really, where he really, were hit. And he was taking the liquid form, and he was also taking 500,000 4 times a day. So maybe tomorrow, maybe it hits me tomorrow, I don't know. Anyway, the food is cooking on the pan, which is also one of these pans that is, what is it called? Can't remember, but I've been very happy about it. It's one of these big pans that really weighs a lot, that they used in the old days. And it's actually made in Denmark, apparently. But it has some design flaws in regards to this, where you actually would be able to, pour liquid from, but that's just really not really good. I know there's existing some new designs of these pans and all that. And you would have liked, you would like a pan that actually can pour things without making issues, right? From the pan. Anyway, I think I'll make a break now, because now I need to go poop on the toilet throne, and I'll just stop it now because Anyway, not really any problems as far as it goes for now, so I'll get back on reporting. Anyway, may Jehovah bless you, and may Yeshua be a most precious pearl, and don't let go of him when you figure out who he is. Read the book of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And may the Holy Spirit, the Spirit of truth, be in us all. Amen.